blind aiming for another 23 minutes, 39 seconds. Live stream will be on Facebook and YouTube with, I believe, a 30-minute delay. Button in seat 8, shuffle up and deal.
Am I going now?
We should have did that. I should have did that.
All right, guys. Good luck. 480. I will be announcing your guys' actions, so don't worry about what I'm doing.
I was worried what you're saying.
Okay. This stupid headset. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
I have a feeling it's going to be one of those beforehand.
The action is a little slower, yes.
I would count him if he was touching him.
Can you hear me? Okay. All right.
Gotcha.
Austin, have you been out before? Okay, so there are.
Okay.
Just need to make sure you have your cards in there.
Alrighty.
They're on top of each other side by side for 1 to 3 seconds so that they can be read. There's little RFID chips in these. So. All right, guys, here we go.
Good luck, everybody. Those guys got their special glasses on so they can read the cards.
X-ray vision. All right, guys, here we go.
Hello and welcome. We are live for Championship Sunday here at the Bismarck Hotel and Conference Center. This is day 2 of the Rough Rider Poker Tour Summer Main Event. We had 3 flights over the course of the weekend. We drew a total of 354 entries, 35 of them returning for day 2 here on Sunday. They are in the money. $200 for a min cash all the way up to $7,010 for first place. This is our first feature table live stream group of the day.
8 4. 9 4.
You've got Keith Lauder III with you here in the booth. I have a couple people cycling in and out, but I am kicking this thing off as we've got a pretty stacked feature table to start today. Dale Belden and Les Hoganson going to go heads up here on a flop of Queen, 5, 9, 2 spades. Dale the best of it with ace high, and that is good for the quick and easy pot. This feature table is highlighted by Chad Himmelsbach here in the 2 seat. He comes into day 2 with $225,000. He is one of 2 World Series of Poker bracelet winners here from the state of North Dakota. He took down a Rough Rider Poker Tour event in the 2022 season. Actually, I believe it was earlier this season, in April, in St. Anthony. He had plenty of cashes in Vegas this summer. That is where he is currently residing. Les Hoganson in the 1 seat from Leeds, North Dakota. He is in the Player of the Year race, has been in the last several seasons. He's a cashing machine, so it is no surprise that he is the one and only triple bagger in this triple play accumulator format. We had 4 double bags and 1 triple. That was Les Hoganson, so he's got his 3 bags combined. Hoping to run it up to the moon here today for Championship Sunday. Dale Belden in the 3 seat, familiar face in the Bismarck poker area. He's had plenty of success on the RPT over the last several years. Brad Pausch from Wahpeton, a very tough player. He won the Dakota Poker Tour season-ending main event here this past April, I believe, at the Speedway in West Fargo. RPT was there for the co-op. He took that down for about $10,000 and change. He is here. And we've got a young gun there in the 5 seat, Virgil Koenig. Love to see him when he can make it out to an RPT event. I'd say he's about 88 years old if I had to put a guess on him. Glad he's still got the drive here to play this grueling tournament poker. Hopefully he's in it for the long haul. Patrick Wingard in the 6 seat. He is wearing his patented lucky shirt. He's won a lot of RPTs in that striped shirt, so hoping he can repeat today. Tim Rice in the 8 seat. Steve Berger, of course, in the 9. I'll tell you who's in the 7 here shortly. Brad Pausch under the gun, pocket aces.
4 raises to 18,000.
Let's see if he's going to find any hands that want to put up any resistance.
7 fold. 8 fold. 9 fold. 1 fold. 2 fold. 3 calls. We are heads up.
Dale in the big blind going to defend with the queen 8 of hearts. So here we go to a flop. King 8-3. Dale hits middle pair. Still in a lot of trouble against the 2 aces for Brad. Dale
4 raises.
going to go ahead and do what we like to call the donk lead. Going to lead out into the pre-flop razor. And Brad, wasting no time, going to make it 50,000. Put him to a decision here early on this feature table. And Dale is going to get the message and throw his cards into the muck wisely. And Brad is going to scoop that pot. That is Austin Bellegarde next to Patrick Wingard, I believe, from Belcourt. Started playing RPTs recently. He's had several cashes.
Dave will let all in with pocket 4s.
Your chip leader coming into day 2 was Brent Gallagher out of Bismarck, the only player to clear 600,000, 658K.
Needs a deuce or a 4.
He bagged in Flight B.
Turn is an ace, needs a deuce or a 4 on the river.
He won the second chance tournament here last summer, so looking to win the main event. Today, $7,010 for your champion. Iggy Weigel from Dickinson, he is out in the field. He was your second biggest stack. Steve Berger, the third, he is here on the feature table. Kurt Fetzer out there, as well as A.J. Thompson, the phenomenal A.J., rounding out the top 5 stacks to start day 2 play.
3 raises. 19,000.
As Dale Belden looks down at a beautiful ace-queen of hearts in the small blind, he's going to make it 19,000 to go.
Cards, Dale. I need a fold. Thanks.
Looks like quick and painless there. No resistance from Brad's 10-4 in the big blind. On to the next one. Jessica Weldon is kicking off things in the box today. She'll be switching with one of our new dealers, Jake DeVette. He is getting his live stream dealing debut here on this next down. We wish him all the best. As you can see, this is an official event for both the Dakota Poker Tour and the Rough Rider Poker Tour. This is their official season opener. So all players who cash this weekend, they've got points on the Dakota Poker Tour leaderboard as well as the RPT leaderboard. Duff Disseth from Edmore, North Dakota, currently leading that. He did not make it this weekend. Zach Byers, number 2 from Bismarck. He did not make it to day 2, so no extra points for him. Les Hoganson and Jim Bowman, they are both players at the top 10 or 15, so they are looking to vault up that leaderboard today with a big finish.
All in pot. Sean Hornick's got
Chad Himmelsbach folds to him in the cutoff. He's going to raise the king 5 to 18,000.
flop comes ace E3. They would have got it all in on the flop anyway. Turn is a deuce. Tyler needs a jack on the river. But it's a 10.
5 calls. We are heads up. Seat 2 and seat 4.
Virgil going to defend the 10-5. Getting sticky early here. Let's see if it pays off. And he does flop the best hand, Jack 10-3.
5 checks.
He's going to check it over to Chad.
2 bets. 15,000.
Chad quickly fires.
5 checks. Yeah, he bet 15. Got it?
So bet and call there on the flop. And looks like check to the river. And we'll see if Chad wants to take a stab here. Probably doesn't think his king high is any good at showdown. Oh, wow. He's going to put Virgil to the test. Virgil has 10-5. This would be a very great call if he was able to make it, but it may just be too early for him to commit the rest of his chips.
Found tens. He's up against sevens.
But who am I to say? He's been playing poker longer than I've been
Comes
alive,
Jack
folks.
7-3. He gets out
We'll
flopped.
see what decision he comes
He
to.
does have backdoor straight cards or just a 10.
He makes the call. What a call from Virgil
He needs a 10 on the river.
with the 10-5.
It's a 4.
Sniffs that one out
In 30
and takes a crucial pot off the shark at the table, Chad Himmelspach. And he'll be back to the drawing board with 119K. Virgil up to 200, making his live stream debut a memorable one so far.
Man, I already tried it, Pig.
You did?
No, you did. You're right behind.
What is going on? That would be sheep, right?
You don't know the difference.
It's nowhere televised, right? I don't.
He takes them all. He has no idea the difference.
Any television.
Have you seen front time TV lately?
Yeah.
So here we go, on to hand number 6. Virgil Koenig still stacking that nice pot.
Full. 9 raises to 18,000. 1 full.
Steve Berger going to raise to 18,000 with the ace deuce of spades.
2 call. 3 full.
Chad Himmelspach in the hijack. He calls with Jack 10 of hearts.
5 full.
Who are you talking to?
Patrick Wingard. He wants to defend there with the 7-5 in the big blind. So here we go, 3 ways to a flop.
You ready? Patrick?
Wow, ace, 10, 3, 2 spades, top pair, and the nut flush draw for Steve. Middle pair for Chad, not much going for Patrick Wingard, 7-5.
2 full.
And this is going to be a quick hand over to the way of St. Anthony's Steve Berger. One of the winningest players in RPT history for sure.
Have the button and seat belt.
That was fun.
So once again, guys, thank you for joining us. We are live here at the Bismarck Hotel and Conference Center. This is Championship Sunday, day 2 for the RPT Summer Main Event. 354 entries. We returned today with 35 players, all vying for that first place prize of $7,010, alongside a custom-made championship trophy from tour sponsor Dakota Awards. We are live on a 15-minute delay on our Facebook page, Rough Rider Poker Tour Facebook page, Dakota Poker Tour Facebook page, as well as you can search Rough Rider Poker Tour on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe. Those are the avenues you can be watching this. And if you are a player here watching this later on, they'll be in our archives forever, so you can go back and watch yourself play on this live stream or any of our ones from the past. Always a fun learning tool to see what everybody had in those big hands you were in. As we've got a couple hands going bump in the night here. Steve Berger raises to 21,000 with the ace queen of spades, and Chad Himmelspach moving all in with pocket tens. This could be a short day for him
Big Birdie had one.
if Steve calls and he loses this coin flip. Patrick's 2 5s shrink up. Austin's 2 8s in the big blind. Quite the decision for him. It's going to cost him all of his chips.
Birdie flag with the
Just about. He's got 107K, if you can believe it. Got Chad covered. He does fold, and Steve with a monster chip stack and a big hand, ace queen of spades. I don't see the graphics yet, but I think he's probably going to make that call.
93,000. Correct. All in call.
He does call. So ace queen of spades for Steve Berger. Pocket tens for Chad Himmelsbach. 222,000 in the middle, and Chad's tournament life hanging in the balance. This would be a nightmare start for him if he is not able to win this flip. Flop comes king 10-3. Mixed feelings. He flops a set, but he's got to fade a jack or running spades. Great card on the turn. Tens full of threes for Chad Himmelsbach. Good for the double up, and he is right back in the mix of things. Back to right where he started the day at just about 225,000. Just a flesh wound for Steve. He's still got 434K. We started day 2 with 23 minutes and 39 seconds left of level 14. That is when Flight B finished. They are the only flight that did not play the complete 14 levels. So we rewound the clock. And that's where we begin. Everybody that returned is in the money here for day 2. $200 for a min cash for, I believe, the first 10 bust outs. And then the jumps start getting gradually better all the way up to that final table. And, of course, $7,010 for first place. Heads up to a flop. Queen 10-3. Top pair for Tim Rice. Patrick Wingard left with king high, but he turns a pair of sevens. So we'll see if he wants to put any chips in the middle, as Tim is going to fire out a bet on the turn for 18,000. And Patrick, wow, he moves all in after hitting that 7. Interesting spot for Tim. He's got top pair. He doesn't have any flush or straight redraws, but top pair nonetheless.
Once again, registration.
See if he can sniff this one out and make the correct call. He is way out in front, as you can see, 87%.
Late registration and re-entry for that tournament is open until approximately 3:30 p.m.
And he flips in the call, and he is in good shape. And Patrick Wingard's lucky shirt is going to need to find a lucky 7 or a lucky king. Or he might be heading to Lucky's 13 for lunch. I lost my screen here. Oh, I'm good. And it is a 6 of hearts on the river. That is a brick for Patrick. And Tim Rice scooping that pot. Another player who's had a lot of RPT success over the last few years. Plenty of cashes this season. A big finish here today would definitely vault him up into the running for Player of the Year race as well. Of course, if you aren't familiar, we do have a $5,000 prize package up for grabs for the Rough Rider Poker Tour Player of the Year. That will be awarded at Spirit Lake Casino over New Year's for the Casino State Championship.
And there's 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
And for the first time this season, we did a Montana Player of the Year as well. $5,000 up for grabs. That will be awarded in Billings for our final Montana event of the season in November. So check out roughriderpokertour.com. Click on the calendar tab. We've got events booked out for a year, so you can see all the information, tournament dates, venues, structures, everything in between on our website as well as our Facebook page. So make sure to check that out and check us out whenever we do roll through your area.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Everybody gets $10.
One full. Two full. Three full.
Folds to Brad Pouch in the hijack. He's got the king queen and a nice chip stack. He's going to make it 17,000 to go. Virgil in the cutoff. He's got the suited ace 8 of diamonds. He's coming along. Tim, fresh off that elimination, he's got the king 10 in the small blind. Looks like he is going to make the call as well. And Steve Berger getting a good price with an ugly looking 5 deuce in the big blind. Good enough to see a flop. So here we go 4 ways. Queen, Jack, 4, top pair for Brad. Tim Rice open-ended with the king 10. Steve and Virgil left with not much. Brad gonna fire out 26,000. Virgil out of the way. I don't think Tim's going anywhere with the open-ended straight draw. He might even be cutting out a raise here. Just a call from him, so here we go, heads up to the turn. He's looking for an ace or a 9. King would be disastrous for him at the moment, but it's a 3 of spades. Safe card so far for Brad. He is content to check back. And the deuce of hearts falls on the river. And now Tim going to bluff at it, and I think Brad's going to snap him off here.
Eight bets. 50,000.
$50,000, and Brad does flip in the call. He's going to scoop that pot and add to that big chip stack. He's going to be up to just under 600,000 now. So if you're listening to this live stream, guys, and you are near the Bismarck area, come on down to the Bismarck Hotel and Conference Center because we've got a $100 second chance tournament that kicks off at noon. Double re-entry available, late entry I believe till about 3:30, 3:45 p.m. Come on down, play some poker, or just hang out and watch these guys play all the way down to a final table here later this afternoon. RPT Summer Main Event Champion will be crowned, and $7,010 richer. We will be streaming live to you until the very last hand is dealt today. Dale Belden going to raise the ace-4 of clubs in early position to 28,000.
Blinds are now 5,000, 10,000, 10,000 big blind ante.
Button is in seat 9. Okay, guys, blinds are up.
And that is going to get through, and we are on to the next. As the blinds just raised, I heard from the main room, 5K, 10K now, 10K big blind ante. Les Hoganson, as I mentioned, our only triple bagger. He has played a lot of poker this weekend. Each flight played 14 30-minute levels with several 15-minute breaks in between. So I believe
Once again,
from start to finish, each flight was about 8 hours, and Les played every single flight. I believe he was there pretty much right on time in all of them. So he's got about 24 hours of poker already this weekend. He's got 3 chip stacks bagged, 250,000 or so he brought over combined. We'll see if he makes it worthwhile. He is definitely a player that hangs on to chips. Virgil, King Jack. Does he want to raise this one up? He does. 25,000 to go.
Raise your hand, Which school, bro?
And pot table 3, ace jack, he gets it all in, but he's up against ace queen after the ace high flop. Turns a queen, he needs a 10 to make a straight. But it's a 7.
Short your whole life, bro.
I'm glad I'm short too. No, your dad always thought you were going to be very bright too. He kept calling you son. Boy, did he make a mistake.
So thank you to all of our sponsors for helping make this live stream possible and making the RPT sponsible each and every season. Lux Concrete, B&B Roofing, Coors Light, Badlands Big Sticks, Grubber Sputs, Lawson Electric, the Sports Shack, Dakota Awards, and CJ's Properties LLC. Thanks again to our sponsors. We appreciate your support. So we are off next weekend, Labor Day weekend, but we'll be back in 2 weeks. Actually, we've got an event that is kind of up in the air due to some gaming permit issues. That is Strawberry Lake on Saturday. Keep a lookout on our website and Facebook page if anything changes with that. And that Sunday, 2 weeks from today, we will be at the Leader Bar in Stanley, North Dakota. Dakota Poker Tour will be at Haggie's in Mapleton, I believe, September 16th. That is their next event. The Haggie's Deep Stack always gets a great turnout. Not to toot my own horn, but I think I won that event about 10 or 12 years ago.
I think you're older than him. Oh, you're not? You're not?
I didn't think so. I thought that if you're over 70.
Virgil's only 21. I don't know
Oh,
what you're
okay.
talking about.
Virgil's the oldest one here. I'm sure I'm probably.
So he's 21.
What do you get?
7-fold.
I figured out.
Oh my. I don't know, see what's going on here, but Les Hoganson shipping all of his chips in the middle. Well, whatever happened, Les is going to take that thing down.
One of them which didn't tell the story. That don't count?
Not granted.
Not granted. How do I get a not granted on a 3 granted wish? That was my first grant. I want a different genie.
That was his first wish, he didn't get it. What was your second wish?
Same as the first.
And the third wish, you didn't want to ever work again? And poof, you found yourself down at the Mexican border walking across into the United States.
8 raises to 22,000. 9 call. 1 full. 2 full. 4 full.
Down again, all in. He's got an open-ended straight draw. He needs a 6 or a jack. Turns at 9. He can also catch another 9 or a 7.
7 full. 4 heads up.
It's a 6 to make a straight.
I've got no graphics back here for cards or anything, Jared.
Said it a long time ago.
Right now, you better have a little humor with everything that's going on in this world.
Generation.
8 bets. 14,000.
Careful what you're saying. Big brother, probably listening.
9 full.
Tim Rice going to scoop that pot.
Same Big Brother, they're at like 137 hit 'em like 212 tin cabinets.
Your button broke. You sure?
100% correct.
Busy bull chipping over here. Got some on my shoe. You can hear it. He can't hear it, he's next to me. Wait a minute, you're next to me too. Holy shit. Don't eat your sandwich.
You gotta feel privileged over there.
I am.
Brad, just be honest.
You know,
10 more tin play.
of course I am. Always an honor.
All right, we'll see if we get these graphics popping back up. Haven't seen any hands here for the last few hands.
9 full. 1 full. Play better, man. I don't know, 2 full, 3 full.
Need a bitch slap in seat 1.
I gotta know before. 4 full. 5 full. Yes. Everybody folded. It's going new CD.
Way too much respect.
It's a walk.
I have no problem with that.
Button is now in 7. I give you 2 cards every time, man. What you require left on you. Okay. I should have expected that.
You start earlier today.
Well, yeah, he usually waits a little bit, not like the second level of play.
All this way.
Hello.
Great job, Jerry.
How are we
Dealer change requested.
I can only take one comment at a time.
And his doesn't matter.
What'd you say, Tim?
How are we doing? Are we behaving ourselves okay?
Everything looks
I think Brad needs to be on the corner somewhere.
No,
He's tall for a corner.
I want Brad to stay here.
So just a few technical difficulties, I believe, at the moment. Not reading any of the cards here on the screen.
Move back there, man. Jeez. 1 full, 2 full, 3 full, 4 full, 5 full. Seven raises to 28,000.
All right, here we go. Got some cards back up. Tim Rice.
8 raises.
He's got the Ace Queen of Hearts. Austin Bellegarde from the button made it 28,000 with Ace 6, and Tim sticking out a stack of blues. Gonna raise it up. 105K. Big 3-bet from him.
Seven full. Two full.
All right, on to hand number 18 here of this feature table group for day 2. Dale Belden under the gun +1. Looks like he wants to play the Ace 8.
3 raise.
He's going to double fist drop in a raise, it looks like,
4 full.
to 35,000.
5 full. 7 full. 8 full. 9 full.
Folds to Les Hoganson. He's got pocket 4s in the big blind.
One full.
He is out of the way. Pot over to Dale.
Dale, you still can't keep it. Keith's back there. Patrick's out here. I think it's just Keith back here. I tell him to stay. I write notes at night.
All right, on to the next hand.
4 full. 5 full.
10-7, the RPT nuts for Brad sailing into the muck. You hate to see it.
Player 7 moves on.
Austin Bellegarde has not had much to work with so far. On day 2, he's going to move all in with ace-8 in the hijack. And Chad not going to be able to call with the 10-4 of diamonds. So he's going to pick up that much-needed pot, get himself back to 100,000, 10 big blinds. If you're just joining us, we are live from the Bismarck Hotel and Conference Center, RPT Summer Main Event. Day 2, 35 players returned. Everyone in the money, all playing for $7,010 up top.
Dale, take 10 more from me, please. Thank you. Whoops. Jim, that's your card. Yep.
Good job, Brad.
4 fold. 5 fold.
Started your large rail.
Player 7 was all in. 8 fold.
You coming to join me? Come on in. Extra headset. Austin Bellegarde, back-to-back hands. He's going to move all in with the King 10 of diamonds. As I'm getting a special guest commentator to join me back here in the booth.
Hello, can you hear me?
One of the fastest up-and-coming stars in the game of poker from the state of North Dakota, Robert Urbach. Welcome to the commentary booth.
What's up, buddy? Who's here?
We've got
Mystique.
Les Hoganson, Chad Himmelspach, Dale Belden, Brad Pausch, Virgil Koenig, Austin Bellegarde, your former Billings roommate Tim Rice,
My roommate.
and Steve Berger. To round out this feature table group, we lost Patrick Wingard.
Too much talent. I saw Patrick walking out.
Yep, he wore his lucky shirt, but it did not do the trick today.
So he needs a new lucky shirt.
He does, yep, for sure.
I know Brad. I'm waiting for him to give him a ride home.
Brad looks like he'll be in it for the long haul today. He's got
Good.
close to 600,000.
He still looks old. I came in here just to needle Brad.
Perfect. Hasn't been a ton of excitement yet. No huge cooler situations. Chad was all in with 10s against Steve Berger's ace-queen of spades early on. He was able to make 10s full to double up.
Wow.
He lost half his stack on a bluff
Ooh,
early
Chad
on.
with a hand on the button.
Yeah, Chad with the ace-5 of diamonds folded to him. Definitely going to open that.
5-10.
Blinds are 5 and 10K, yes.
25.
And no resistance there for him.
No, raise and take it. Living the dream. The raise and take.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like scooping pots without having to turn your cards over.
That's easier that way.
Definitely.
When you turn the cards over, you lose a lot.
And Les Hoganson is wearing a shirt, Rob, that definitely screams, "Don't raise my big blind." It says, "Don't piss off old people."
He's always kind of grumpy, though. It's easy to poke that bear.
Definitely.
RPT champion, right? He
He's
just
a
won
multiple-time RPT champion for
multiple-time
sure. Yeah, he
RPT
won
champion.
about 7,000 back at Spirit Lake Casino this last time we were there in July.
Good for him.
Yep. And he was the
Speaking
only
of-
triple bagger for this event.
He triple bagged.
Yep. 250K or so total, his combined 3 bags. So he's played about 24 hours of poker right now, and he's only guaranteed $200. Doesn't seem right.
It doesn't seem right. Well, I played that many hours, and I guaranteed that your company, which is
That's just as good.
just as good as $200.
Yeah. So Les in the hijack is going to raise ace-jack to 32,000 and no resistance. Raise and take it for him. Thumbs up to Jess. She's doing a good job.
Good job, Jess.
We've got our young dealer, Jake Davitt. He's going to be up next in the dealer box, his first time at this feature table live stream. We wish him all the best.
He's a young and up-and-coming dealer.
Oh, yeah. 22 years old.
He'll be dealing the main event next year.
Pretty fun story about him. He just started playing RPTs this year. He told his dad about it. His dad flew in from Ohio to Spirit Lake Casino. First ever RPT. He plays a Saturday deep stack and, of course, takes it down for $11,000. Why not? Not a bad way to make your RPT debut.
Why not?
So good for his father, Mike.
He's
Hopefully-
won more championships at the RPT than I have. Congratulations.
Yeah. Hey, it took me a while to break through myself. Had about 13 second places before I finally started
I have
scoring a few plaques.
5 final tables and 10 tournaments or something. No
That's
wins.
pretty good ROI.
So far. I'll probably bust second out. Ace-9 offsuit. That's close.
Yeah, folds to Chad in the hijack. He's going to open that one to 22,000.
Table's been playing really tight.
Yeah, Virgil defended earlier with the 10-5, and it caused Chad to put them all in on the river with the bluff, and Virgil made a good call for his life. The board was 2 jacks and
So
a 10.
Virgil flatted Austin Bellegarde with a hand also.
Yeah, Austin has ripped it all in twice. He's
Seems
got
like a spot he could rip it.
he's got 10.5 bigs here. He's
Ooh,
just going to make
flat.
the call.
Take a 3-way flop. Be Ace-9-7 flop. That's my prediction.
I like 10-10-7 myself.
Look and listen to this guy. 10-10-7. There's an ace, no?
Wow, King, Jack, Deuce.
That's a pretty good flop for Ace-Jack.
Pretty good flop for Austin. He's got the nut flush redraw as well.
Pair. Nobody else has a club, so it's going to be tough for him to not win this hand.
And he is going to pump the brakes. Definitely not going anywhere if Chad continues. But
Check
he is
the
going to
pair.
let a card
now
peel.
he has the nut flush. Now, unless he finds a way to fold here, he's probably going to win this hand. This would be a pretty nitty fold, though.
Yeah,
if he
I'm going
got
to have
away
to
from
double
this
check
one.
the card readers if Austin's cards hit the muck on this hand.
He's probably going to get 0 action, too. if he
Yeah,
bets
I don't
that.
think
we got a
anybody
whole lot of nothing burger for
Anybody
everybody
can
else.
stick in one big blind, let alone 23K here.
Although it is Virgil. No, he folded.
He's out of there.
I was going to say, Virgil could do anything. He's
Oh, yeah. He's been playing poker longer than I've been alive, so I wouldn't be surprised to see.
way longer.
I put the guess at 88 years old for him. What do you think? Over or under?
That might be spot on.
Might be spot on.
I'll take the under, but 88's a pretty good guess, it looks like. He doesn't look a day over 86, though.
Yeah. He's got that youthful glow.
He does have that. He seems to be smiling.
So there you see our chip
Brad
stacks on this
Posh.
feature table. Yep, Brad and Tim
The
Rice.
chip leader.
They are the top 2 dogs. Virgil, Chad, and Austin currently 16 big blinds and below.
This is I'm a little bit biased. Brad's sort of a student. I do some coaching.
That's good. Yeah, he's I've known Brad since the early 2010s when I first started playing,
He's one
and
of the
he
good ones.
was managing the Dakota Magic Poker Room for a while as well. But
Yeah.
once they still had games, he's a good guy for sure.
Great guy, yeah.
Folding to Austin, he's got the ace-5 in the small blind.
And he's got about 16 bigs. Who's in the big blind here? Les? Tim.
Tim Rice.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
my.
We got action.
Yeah.
Well, Tim is not going to fold this hand if I know my
Yeah.
boy.
Tim probably would have beat him in the pot if Austin had shipped it for sure. But with just raising to 30K, Austin may find a way to not go broke here. But if an ace hits the board,
Looks like
It's gonna
he's
be trouble.
looking to 3-bet here. Oh, he just
yeah, it
called.
looks like he was contemplating. He does just splash in the calling chips with a very big disguised hand from the big
Oh, boy.
blind, and he smashes that flop.
Well,
Could be
Austin's
good
gonna
news for
set
Austin.
any of the chips that he puts in from this point on fire.
That is
Good
definitely
check
true.
back from Tim. Trying to induce here.
And an ugly card for Tim. He might think he just got turned if Austin fires out, but he does
Let's
check.
check.
And Tim keeping this
Ooh.
this pot. And is that a queen of spades? Wow.
Dirty run out.
Yeah, Austin not going to try to take this one, though.
Looking for value, I think, here from Tim.
Some thin value now. But
Takes it down.
Austin not interested in entertaining that with the ace-high call.
Good no shove. He would have been walking out. walking out the door. Hi, Stacy. Are you here learning how to commentate? It's not very hard. You just make fun of the tallest one. That's Brad. How many RPT winners are at this table? One for sure.
Les definitely has a ton. Chad's got
before,
plenty.
hasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dale Belden's got plenty. Brad, well, he technically won at the Speedway back in April. That was an RPT DPT co-op event, so that counts, I'd say, as an RPT win.
Sure.
Virgil has some. I went three-handed one time with Virgil and somebody else about 7 or 8 years ago, and I said, I think I can run this guy over here and get heads up. And boy, was I wrong. The guy 3-bet me every time I put chips in the pot, and I never had it.
Les made a good fold under the gun. He hit
Yeah.
King Jack. That couldn't have been queens. Okay.
So, anyways.
I thought it said fold.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, whoa.
Queens for Virgil. So I believe everybody at this table besides Austin Bellegarde has an RPT victory under their belt. Right?
Wow. It's very prestigious.
Oh, yeah.
It's more prestigious than winning a bracelet, I would have to say. There's one of those at the table, correct? Chad.
Yeah,
won
I'd have to check,
couple
but I don't
years
think
ago.
Phil Ivey has any RPT plaques.
He's not good enough to play in these fields. He's
So
out
Virgil
there
going to get the call from Tim in the small blind with the 10-5. And this could be troublesome as he flops middle pair and
pretty
a
good
backdoor
flop
club
for
draw.
Pocket queens here.
Virgil making 3 queens, and he's got 96% next to his name. Pretty good.
Virgil with a nice small bet. I like that. Probably going to get called by Tim.
Tim is pretty unorthodox. You know, I wouldn't even rule out a check raise here.
Oh, he's grabbing a lot of chips, it looks like.
He does just put in the call.
Well, a club, a 5, or a 10 would be disastrous for Tim. That's
Oh,
not good.
my. Deuce of clubs.
Tim's probably going to put... He's going to have a tough time
Yeah,
folding.
Virgil,
Virgil's
he's
only
just
got-
left with 85K, about 2/3 pot.
That's 25 again.
And Virgil just milking the cow here,
Milking
Rob.
the cow. Club would be now disastrous for Virgil.
But is
King
it
of
King of Spades? Yeah. Can Virgil find the full double up, or will Tim wriggle off the hook?
Not sure what Virgil's going to do here. It looks like he's set all in.
He bets 25K
again.
and he gets paid.
And he gets
I'd say
paid
that's
by the
max
10.
value there,
That's
Rob.
well played, Virgil.
Wow.
12,000.
I mean, knowing what we know back in the booth, Tim probably would have called the all-in on the turn with the pair and the flush draw and his chip stack. He's definitely not afraid to gamble, but Virgil,
Tim,
the
I
old
don't think
same
I've
bet
ever seen
on
so
3
happy to,
streets.
like, lose pots. He loses pots and he just laughs and gives a thumbs up. So Tim's won that in RPT before?
Tim has, yeah, he's won about 4 or 5 of them. Yep.
So you keep a fish on the line.
Got a new player joining us? Nope, just a masseuse coming in for Virgil.
Yeah, I think so. I thought that was called keeping a fish on the line.
I wonder if Virgil's a good tipper for the masseuse. He
Uh,
looks like it.
Oh, yeah. Virgil loves to play. He doesn't play a ton of RPTs, but he goes to the AmVets here in Bismarck and plays free poker, I believe, once or twice a week, every week. So
For him.
loves the grind.
Brad plays free poker and wow.
Sweet.
Supporting the DPT.
You love to see it, yeah, for sure.
FBN, DPT. Same thing.
Austin Bellegarde, he sails the 10-7 into the muck, Rob, and you just hate to see that.
It. Very tight fold. ICM. Is 10-7 ever an ICM fold? I don't think it is.
I mean, if
Same
you don't
kinda-
like flopping full houses, I guess, but
I think you fold aces before you fold 10-7 in an ICM spot. I'd have to check the chart.
yeah, for sure. Quick pot there for
The Rough
Steve.
Rider poker ICM.
Yeah,
chart.
it's a little different, a little skewed.
We need some action. Aces against queens against jacks.
That'd be nice.
and they'll only play like a 7 big blind pot.
Right.
We'll have
All
to
in
flip
pot
it.
here, Chad Kelshaw with pocket threes up against ace queen for
There was a
King
fun
Spencer.
run out I saw the other day. Were you in here for that? It was like king queen against aces against tens on a king jack 10 board, and it ran out queen ace.
Is that the one Tim
Or
dealt
ace
for
queen.
Broadway on the board or whatever? Yeah,
Broadway
that
on
was
the board.
nasty. That was super nasty.
It was fun. I folded. I would have chopped. I'd fold.
Dale Belden, he is going to limp the 6-5 of spades under the gun.
Very advanced.
Limping is pimping. He must watch a lot of D-negs.
That's where the 10-7 comes from, the legendary 10-7.
So Les going to complete there from the small blind with 9-8, and Chad checking his option
6.
with the 8-6. So kind of everybody kind of sharing cards. We'll see if a middle type board runs out here for some action. And
Ooh,
the
there's an
10-7
action
4
flop.
2 spades, that is an
Oh,
action
my.
flop. Wow.
So we have open ender and a flush shot for Dale, double belly buster for Chad, and a higher open ender for Les.
Yeah, wow.
So no one hit anything on this flop. Oh, wow. And it appears that Chad just check folded.
The
6-8.
8-6 double
He
gutter?
would have nailed it on the turn. You
Yeah.
could see it in his face. Did you see his face?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
why.
a double gutter's just as good as an open ender.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know
I
why
think
he
you got to peel one. Says
Yeah.
10-7 would make a full house here on the river. But as we can see, the check
Well,
mark
the
goes to
5-6
Dale
is going
Belden.
to take
Yeah.
it, and I'd have to ask him why he folded there. It was only 25K, right? 25K in a call
Yeah.
with a nut draw.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even a thought. It just was a snap fold. But I mean, you know,
He is
when you're
relatively short, but
when you're a high level thinking player like him, you know, the cards that make your straight that are spades, you definitely don't want to invest a ton of money on. So maybe he just decided he's only got 6 clean outs and didn't want to call, but you know, it's hard to say. I'm
you'd
not
think a
I'm not in
bracelet
the mind.
winner would know that the 5 of diamonds was coming on the turn.
Yeah, you should have a better deck read, as we have a celebrity joining us on this feature table. He's the reigning, defending, undisputed world heavyweight player of the year, Arlie Brandvold from Carrington.
Couldn't happen to a worse human.
He is fresh off his championship victory last Saturday night. He won the RPT Omaha High-Low event at the Grand Hotel in Minot. $300 freeze out. That had 38 entries, but it was a pretty stacked final table. Arlie and Cordell from Carrington. My boy Kyle C. from Fargo was there. Masaki Oven from Jamestown. A lot of good Omaha players. Arlie Brandvold able to take that one down.
Arlie roomed with us in Vegas when he was down there
Sweet.
for a week.
Nice.
He told me about the tournament that I final tabled when we first got there. So thanks, Arlie.
Oh, yeah,
I
you.
bought him a burrito
Nice.
as payment for getting
Have
to
they?
the tournament.
I think I pulled up your Hendon Mob recently. Have they still not put that cash on there from the win?
My
Jeez.
top like 5 caches of all time are not on Hendon Mob.
Oh God.
That's okay. I don't want anyone to know that I'm worse.
Just keep flying under the
It's better
radar.
if they think you're bad.
Yeah.
That's
Well-
Arlie's strategy. He makes you think he's bad. And then he's average. So then his average is even higher.
Oh yeah. I mean that math checks out.
I can needle
All right, if
Arlie
you signed up for
for
the
free.
second
He
check
can
card,
take
check
it.
cards are sitting right here. Again,
Him and
we'll
Brad.
get
Now I
started
got 2 of my
in
friends at
minutes.
the table. Oh, boy. It's a mixed bag when you have your friends at these tables. Lay it deep. It's like you want them to win, but you also want them to lose. So you can make fun of them.
I hear you.
Brad's got a big hand under the gun.
Might be the first Ace King I've seen so far on this feature table.
Raised to 29, so he bumped it up. It's about 2.5 almost. Another
Ooh.
Ace King. I imagine we're going to get a reshove from Austin here and a call, barring anyone else having hands behind them. He does go all in. Brad gives the face of, I have to call this off with Ace King. That was the face that Brad gave. I'd rather not, but I have to.
Oh, Dale with
Dale.
8s and a decision.
This is an interesting spot. If Dale reshoves here, I could actually see Brad folding Ace King. But Dale's in a tough spot.
He's an unorthodox guy himself.
Raise under the gun. reshove.
He,
Eights should actually be in bad shape here. It's not. We can see the cards. He's actually in really good shape, but most of the time, eights are not going to be in good shape.
yeah, situationally wise, it's definitely a fold long term. I think you're torching if you are jamming this spot.
This is a 100.
But, you know,
Yes, we
Dale
could see
Belden,
in this spot, it would be huge. 'Cause
Yeah.
with two of them sharing ace king, he's actually 60, 65%.
but we play enough, Rob, where you know you get it in against two guys with the same hand that have 4 total combined outs. They usually hit 3 of them.
Yeah.
They usually hit 3 or 4 of them on the board.
He's not going to like when they both flip ace king.
Yeah.
Just look at his face. Oh, not much of a reaction.
Keep an eye on his face if the flop comes 8-8 deuce.
So Austin's a small favorite here because he has 2 flush draws.
And
Looks
backdoor
2
free roll for Brad. And wow, an 8 does hit the turn.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he just told everyone I had pocket eights for sure. That's what he just said to the table. Now you get that internal steam.
Yeah.
Even though you made a good decision.
What
That's a
could have
good
been
call.
for Dale as he is
That is actually
looking for some sort of comfort out there in the world, taking a look.
It's a good fold. I would have snap folded.
Yeah. Dale, he's an unorthodox player. I don't know if you remember MSPT Deadwood. I think it was 2 Mays ago. He bagged the day 1 chip lead. I think he got it in against the other chip leader in a spot where the guy said, for sure, I have it. And Dale called with 10s, and the guy had aces, and Dale hit a 10 and was the chip leader.
Only true talent can do that.
Yeah.
Good deck read.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't fold 10s. I'm going to hit one. I was chip leader for a flight in Deadwood one time.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And I lost a hand kings to jacks the night before with about 45 minutes left where I would have been chip leader in the first flight. But Aaron was chip leader in the first flight wrap.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was
And then my buddy Miles took second. Our cabin had a good showing.
definitely.
Like 6 out of 8 cashed. We had folds to the blinds. Yeah, with jack 10. Wow, just folded. Brad takes it down. They're probably scared of him.
Interesting, yeah.
He probably threatened to punch anyone that came at him in the big blind, and I would be scared of that too, because Brad's about 7 feet tall.
He looks terrifying. A gentle giant, though, if you know the guy.
He's a gentle giant. He looks very happy right now. Look how nervous he is. He's shaking a little bit. You can smell that RPT championship.
Oh, yeah. It's not every day you get to scoop $7,010 here on the RPT.
Is that what you guys said it is?
I mean, I don't know if it was custom or if that's just how it shook out to be, but
I would guess the first one. Uh-oh. Arlie got the nit fold, too. Folds the
Jeez.
10-7. This is a very tight table. We've seen 2 10-7 folds already.
yeah. The viewers hate to see it. I know that
Did
much.
you guys put a... He would have... 10-7 would have had him dominated.
Oh, yeah. Ace-10 for Chad in the
I
cutoff.
imagine he is going to jam here. About
Yeah,
10
the blinds
bigs.
are up to 6 and 12. Yeah, he's got...
10 bigs in the cutoff. Should just be a jam. Yeah. He's going to be probably the most predictable player for myself and you here. He's going to do a lot of the stuff you would expect a good, solid
Definitely.
type player to do. Especially in the cutoff, you're just going to get fold so often. He did jam and take it down, it looks like.
They've just missed your scans.
Brad and Arlie, the 2 stacks over 500K at this feature table.
The most experienced and the least attractive left at the table.
Tim, Steve, and Dale, all very healthy as well. Les and Austin and Chad, 12 bigs and 11 bigs. Every pot very
I'd love
crucial
hear
to
how,
them.
How Brad is needling Dale. I'm sure it's entertaining. Brad's an interesting needler. You never know what he's going to say.
Right.
He's not PC. That's the word you would choose. which is good. There's too many PC people out there. We need more of the just say whatever's on your mind types.
I agree.
Ace 9 under the gun. He did fold. He looked like he was thinking about putting chips in. I would not suggest doing that with Ace 9 offsuit under the gun. 10-7's much better under the gun.
Agreed.
The card distributions have kind of been setting up a lot of folds here. Virgil looks like he limped in with King 4 suited. Completed. Oh, he raised. Arlie's got King 10.
Yeah, Virgil going to raise out of the small, and Arlie.
Very small sizing. Arlie's got pretty much no choice but to call here, I would say. He could raise also. Ooh, interesting.
Sometimes you can just look at the guy and say, I think he's 88 years old and he's got King 10 beat. But Virgil squeaks another one out, as we can see.
Virgil just winked at him and then got Arlie to fold.
He's taking advantage of that OMC coffee sipper image he's got going.
So he just raises 2.5 and gets Arlie to fold the best hand. So who's the real player of the year?
That's a good question. If he does that a couple more times, I think Arlie's just obligated to hand over the plaque to Virgil.
I think when Arlie sees this stream, he's probably going to tilt off within 3 minutes when he realizes he got bluffed out of the hand. He's still giving him the look.
Yeah.
Arlie does hold vendettas. I've seen it. But he holds them with a smile, usually.
Well, that's something. It looks like we got 12:09 p.m. real time. You guys are watching on a 15-minute delay. So the second chance tournament is kicked off. That's a $100 buy-in. If you're listening within the Bismarck, Mandan area, come on down to the Bismarck Hotel and Conference Center.
You'll probably get to play with me.
Play yourself some poker. Yeah, Rob is he's going to fire off because his travel mate Brad is probably going to be in this thing for quite a while today.
Hopefully. I was hoping to see him make a couple mistakes so I could needle him, but
Is Jesse still here too?
Smart playing well. No, Jesse went back.
He's gone.
He ran too good. He didn't want to hang around anymore.
Yeah, I hear you.
He finally flopped a set, and that was the end of his.
Ouch.
So Austin rips here. I like it with Ace-7 suited. Arile Brandvold.
Yeah,
He should change his name to that.
I like it.
Arile Brandvold. And then pretend that he's like Czech, Russian. I don't know what he's thinking about.
I think Virgil's swatting a fly. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Arlie looks like he's looking about it with it.
Ace Deuce has got to be one of my least favorite hands because
Yeah,
when you
sometimes
when you
the
call a
small
jam,
blind shoves, you can call it.
yeah. But when somebody calls your jam, you're just never in a dominating position against any hand.
It's not. It's a hand you just have to call off sometimes when they're very short, but you never feel good about it.
For sure.
King 10s usually defend to 2.5x from the small blind, unless you're Arlie Brandvold Player of the Year. And then you just fold. It's nice having Arlie and Brad at this table, so I can needle them without them getting angry.
They'll see it later and let you know about it, I'm sure. If I know these guys, they'll definitely come back and critique their own performance as well as ours back in the booth when they rewatch this stream.
Some action hands. That's gonna lots of folding hands. Ooh, Brad's got a decent hand here in the hijack. Worth opening. Virgil has him pipped here.
And Virgil's been zigging and zagging at all the right moments here. We'll see how he wants to proceed with the king-queen.
Looks like he's going to go with call. Arlie with 4-8 suited. Gets away. And Austin folds. So we've got Brad in a dominated spot here, but he's a lot of flops where he can continue and pick up the pot. So we'll see how this
9-10 Jack,
proceeds.
rainbow. Not quite.
5-8-8. Brad's going to check. Not good flop for his range.
Yeah, we'll see who wants it more, as Virgil is
Virgil
definitely reaching.
Looks like he's gonna.
5 bets.
Brad's just gonna fold. That's a terrible flop for his hands.
Yeah, definitely.
Brad has no reason really to get involved. He's got a lot of chips. Yeah. Virgil just running these guys over. He says, "Who? Arlie? Who? Brad? Who? I'm Virgil. I'm the legend."
Oh, yeah.
I like that bet by Virgil. He's going to have more 8s there as the caller. I don't know if that's what he was thinking or if he was just thinking, F this tall, goofy guy.
Right.
And get him out of here. Give me my chips. But as the caller on the button, you're going to have way more 8s than the raiser. And King High's just going to be good a lot there.
For sure.
Brad would have folded pretty much anything, probably. Ace, King, other than a pair.
I think that's right.
Is there better cell phone reception over here than there is in the main area?
It is not very good down here. I'm on the Wi-Fi.
Oh. You have to sign into that.
It is Bismarck Hotel, and the password is welcome1 with a capital W and the number 1.
I should get in here in case I want to play online also. Welcome 1?
Yep. Les Hoganson under the gun. He has ace jack. He is going to make it 38,000, just over 3 times the big blind. A pretty good chunk of his stack as well.
It's a tough spot. I usually just fold that hand in this spot.
Yeah, ace
This-
jack and king queen offsuit under the gun. I don't like to get myself too involved.
It's very tough because every time you get rejammed on here,
Yeah.
you're behind. But he picks up folds. Table's been very tight, so it's probably a spot where I don't know. It'd been interesting to see what Les would have done if he got rejammed on.
He would definitely have his head in his hands for a few minutes before he made a decision. He gets very anguished over spots like that.
He's anguished over winning that pot. Look at his face. It's like, oh, yeah, that was stressful. It's a lot less entertaining when I'm not at this table. I'd have a lot more excitement going on and get everybody laughing. Chad just folds ace-9 offsuit under the gun.
Disciplined.
Get that out of there.
Get that out of there. Virgil with the queen 7.
Queen 7 suited.
He's on a
Virgil.
heater. He's contemplating.
He's looking about maybe using his image. He's got nothing but folds when he's raised. Decides to open it up a little bit from dead middle position on the table. Just running the table over.
And it's going to continue.
Well, Virgil's my early pick. They're scared of him. They should be.
Yeah, he is off to a great start on this feature table. He came into the day with just over 100, and now he's got just under 400, I think.
Just running these guys over.
Yeah.
These young kids out there, it's the GTO style players just blasting through the field. I wish Virgil had a hoodie on that said like some kind of solver or something. It'd
Yeah.
be great if he showed up for day 2 with a solver hoodie.
He's got an upswing patch on his
Ups.
flannel.
He's chit-chatting with everyone about Fedor's newest strategies.
Yeah.
Nobody at this table would know what he was talking about, other than maybe Chad. Maybe Brad, a little bit. Be like, who? Fedor also not an RPT champion.
No, he's still looking for that first victory.
All he's won is a few Tritons.
Yeah. Once we up the state limit to 300K, we might get a Fedor
We
Holtz
might get
to
Fedor
check
out.
out the RPT.
I probably still wouldn't come here. Maybe in the summer. Looks like Steve opening on the button with king 4. Kind of like that. Gonna get less to fold. Oh no.
Ooh.
Well, this is not going to fold.
Chad is going to rip it, and he is going to have he's going to have too much for Steve to call off for
Yeah,
sure.
Steve's probably just going to fold when he rips here. Hopefully for Steve's sake, because the king is in the muck also, which puts him in pretty bad shape. Not a great spot for Steve to get sticky here, but he would be live if he calls.
All in pot. Holy cow. Dwayne
The tough
Hansen
part is here,
taking
I
off
mean, if
two
you, when you
jacks,
call with king
but
4,
maybe
you just
wide
so
open.
many dominated
Is
hands that are
running over
reshoving
the
here.
table currently, he's got aces. Flop comes 6,
King
7,
queens,
6.
king
Dwayne
jacks,
needs a
king
red
10s
jack.
even maybe. Depends on what Chad thinks of Steve. I don't know how much Steve has opened. Chad could reshove pretty wide here. This is just an obvious one. Ace queen against the button. Very much so in the tank.
Maybe
I don't know if
he's,
trying
you
to
know,
Hollywood this thing, or
maybe he's breaking down the revenge range, and maybe he just wants to bust a guy for the sake of busting a guy here, you know?
maybe he's just mad that the guy rejammed on. Or he's thinking pot odds, which he does not have here. Oh, he is gonna call. Oh my!
Wow.
Oh my! King 4.
No
versus
no
ace
respect.
queen. I think he was thinking pot odds here. Chad looks unamused.
He knows Chad's a guy, you know, capable of shoving
Ace in the window.
so wide, yeah.
Well,
Oh, interesting. Running
we do
spades
have
or a 5.
gut shot, and he's in roughly the same shape he was pre-flop, even after that flop with an ace on it.
This would be a gross way to bust a
Spade
day
would be a
2.
fun sweat.
Turn is a 6.
Spade.
Oh,
Now he
my.
has all of the outs.
9 clean outs at the top
He
of your
stayed at
screen.
roughly 30% the whole time.
On the river.
All the outs, probably too many.
5 of
Nope.
spades.
That is
Hits
the nut
them
flush.
both. Oh, my goodness.
Turns out to be a good call by Steve.
Wow.
And Chad exits in
Gross
true grinder
fashion,
getting
yeah.
in with ace queen against king 4. Nice run, Chad.
And that will end the dreams of RPT Summer Main Event for Chad Hemmelsbach.
And we have that's not updated right yet, right? Dale has more than that, doesn't he?
Dale?
Isn't he the one who called it off there?
That was Steve.
Oh, Steve.
Steve's got
Okay.
513 there,
So
yeah.
Steve jumps up into second in chips by raising and calling off with king 4 offsuit. Classic Rough Rider Poker Tour strategy.
That's just,
That's
that
just
was a, yeah.
standard RPT strategy. Western North Dakota.
Steve was live, and it worked out for him.
Great call, Steve.
It's crazy when Rob reads payoff.
He knew. He probably, if it was me, I'd be like, I can't fold. I had the nuts.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to have the nuts.
So on to the next one here. We're probably going to fill this table soon. I'd say we're going to be breaking down to 3 tables if we
Should be
haven't
at 3
already.
Table. It was 29 when I came in.
So we might be breaking down to 2 tables shortly. We shall see.
Yeah, I don't know how many players are left. I'm going to have to go play the second chance before the blinds.
Yeah, it's 20-minute levels. 20K
Go
starting.
punt off a couple stacks and maybe come back and hang out if Brad's still playing.
There you go.
Let's. Oh, wow. So let's just. If Steve raised with Queen 8 suited and Les folded Ace 10 offsuit on the button. After Steve. Is Steve the one who just. Yeah, Steve's the one who just had the King 4.
He did, yeah.
I think I would have ripped with Ace 10 there if I was Les. When the guy just showed you a King 4, Ace 10 becomes a monster in that spot when he raises. Not saying Les should have. Les plays a much tighter style than I do. But you want to look for spots where guys are opening too wide so you can jam the Ace 10s. If Brad would have folded there, I would have had to go out there and punch him in the face. You're like, what have I taught you? Nothing. Learn nothing. Youngster. Uh-oh, Arlie with the big hand folds again.
God.
Arlie's playing very nitty at this
Nobody
table.
wants to play the 10-7 today.
We might have had a run-in with 7-10 since Steve has an ace and an ace, the second nuts.
Yep.
We could have had nuts versus second nuts action.
And Steve Berger, who just made the King 4 work, picks up 2 aces and doesn't get any action.
No
Wow.
action. Feels like a spot you could get action. But everybody had napkins, other than Arlie. Arlie had 10-7.
Yeah, that would have been a fair fight. 10-7, a slight favorite, like 90-10
I think it's
over the ace-ace.
I think it's closer to 80-20. I'd have to check suits. I think the suits matter there.
Yeah.
And it depends on if there's a drink round available. I think it
Jumps it up at least 7 to 10%
7
on
to
that.
10%. It's like we're having some minor tactical difficulties. So Arlie under the gun with a 10 and a 10. I imagine he's going to open. Although he did just fold 10-7 on the last 10, so
He wants to play the 10-10.
folds 10-7, opens 10-10. Interesting strategy. Very unpredictable.
He is a wild card.
Looks like we have a king-jack fold.
Our TV's going in and out back here also, guys. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Looks like Virgil defended from the big blind with 9 of clubs, 4 of clubs.
Virgil's just the man.
If he leads here, he's just going to take
Yeah, Arlie checks back on the ace-high board. We'll see if Virgil is going to stab.
turns a 9.
He might think he's got the best hand now with the 9.
He looks like he is going to bet. Arlie showed earlier that he just always thinks Virgil has it because he snap folds that king 10. This might work. Does not.
So he's going to call once for sure.
And
Reassess on the
I
river.
imagine Virgil's going to bank a 9 here.
Close.
No.
Very close.
He's probably going to go check. Yeah, and Arlie's just going to take it down with 10.
Yeah.
They're up in the main event.
That's a spot, knowing what we know. If Virgil fires about 65, 70,000 on the river, I think Arlie just has to fold.
Just snap folds. Arlie's happy to take it down, but now he's thinking back to that king 10 hand going, what did he fold king 10 to this guy?
Yeah, he just
4 clubs.
Yeah, he just got to see that he defended with the 9-4, and that may change Arlie's tune the next time they play a pot
He looks
together.
steamed about that king 10 hand. Arlie does have a long memory. Now he's
And
like,
here he
what?
comes, Jake DeVette, gonna make his live stream table debut.
Let's go, buddy.
He
I have
did.
to run and use the restroom and get into this tournament.
Perfect.
It was fun hanging out with you.
Good seeing you.
Good luck, everybody. Don't mess this up, Brad.
All in pot.
Parting needles.
Oh, yeah.
4, 5, 6. Curtis has got bottom pair.
All right, so Jake got the crash course, and here he is in the box.
Queen. Now he needs a king or a 4, but it can't be the king of hearts. 4 of
Our newest dealer here on the RPT,
Spike trips.
throwing him into the fire here on the live stream.
We'll get him learned.
Austin Bellegarde under the gun with 11 big blinds and change. He's got ace-jack. Pretty tricky situation. We'll see how he decides to proceed. So Austin is going to make it 37,000 with the ace-jack, and Dale wakes up with ace-queen in the cutoff. Interesting. Did Dale fold ace queen? Did I see that correctly? Austin opens and he folds the ace queen, and that's the way that hand ends? Wow. That, to me, is a guy that has been scorned and burned by ace queen one too many times in his life, and he's just not interested in doing it again. Raise and take it for Austin Bellegarde, ace jack. On to the next one. Folds to Virgil on the button, king, queen of hearts.
All in pot. David Beadle, he's got nines. Iggy Weigel's got king, queen of clubs. Flop comes jack 10-4. David does not want to see a 9 now, or an ace, or a king or a queen. Turn is a 3.
And raise and take it for Virgil. Pot to him, and we are on to the next.
Oh, I thought you were going to women. Oh.
I realize you don't know your
Nobody assumes everything.
Under the gun +1, Les has the ace queen offsuit. He has 9 big blinds, and he makes the ship for all in. Definitely the correct play for him in this spot. We'll see if it gets through or he runs into a big hand. So far, so good. All the way to the big blind. Tim Rice.
David Beadle, he's got 9s again. Curtis has got ace queen. It looks like Curtis is the one at risk. Flop comes 6-7-6. Turn is a 3. 4 on the river.
And Tim out of there, so Les going to take those chips. We are playing 8K, 16K, 16K big blind ante now. I believe this is the last level before we take our first break of the day and color off the 1K chips. Les Hoganson, under the gun, ace-jack offsuit. 11 big blinds and change. He is going to open this pot. Looks like 38,000. Steve in the big blind with deuces. I think he is going to call here. He makes the call for 22K more. He's got 22 in his hand. Can he find another deuce? 10-9-4. He still has the best hand. Does Les Hoganson want to continue here? He is going to check it, and Steve checks back. 8 on the turn, open-ended now, as well as the overs for Les. He's going to move all in, and that's going to get the quick fold from Steve.
He's closing like Captain Morgan. He's got King 10 up against Ace Queen for Dick Dunnigan. Flop comes Queen 9-10. Turns of 4. And the rivers of 3. Dick Dunnigan will claim that elimination to bust Tyson Maxim.
Dale under the gun, 8-7 of hearts. Looks like he wants to play. He's going to raise to 40,000. Arlie 10-7 again. He's not even putting any thought into it. He knows we can see his cards. I'll have a talk with him at break. Tim Rice looking at 2 8s on the button. I'd say he is calling at a minimum here. He does slide in the chips for the call. Steve out of there, and Les with the 10-7 as well. Oh, he's shaking his head, but he's out of there. So Dale in rough shape. Heading to this flop of 6-9-9. Interesting. He's now open-ended, and he's going to continue. He bets 40,000. A quick call from Tim Rice. King of hearts now, flush draw to go along with that open-ender for Dale, and he looks to be firing once again. $40,000. Pretty good price now for Tim. If he wants to continue, he still has the best hand, as we can see here in the booth. Can he fade those 12 clean outs you see at the top of your screen? River card coming. 5 of hearts. Dale hits them both. A straight and a flush. And he makes his hand now. Unsure of if he wants to bet or check it. He's taking a double peek here just to make sure he did, in fact, hit his hand on the river. And he bets 40,000 for the 3rd straight street. And I think that is the right price to get a call. Unless Tim is thinking of doing something a little bluffy, which he very well may do. So he's going to min raise, and Dale snap all in with the flush. Back over to Tim. And now he's asking for a count. It's going to be another 106 on top. And he's probably wondering what he got himself into. Pretty brutal spot. You can't beat a 9. You can't beat a king. You can't beat a straight. You can't beat a flush. You can beat a 6, and you can beat a bluff. You can beat a river at 5.
Put that in there, and this is what he's got left to pay.
He's put a lot of chips in this pot already. This would be quite the hero call for Tim Rice. Dale Belden is going to scoop a nice pot one way or another here. So Tim put a lot of thought into this one. So many chips in the middle. Hates to just give it up. We can see that run out was bad news for the 2 8s. And Dale he's standing up. He just cannot wait to turn his hand over and scoop these chips. Little inventory check for Tim. He's going to be hurting if he calls this river bet. He is stuck at a crossroads. Does not know what to do. Looking back, Tim, I think that's just a pretty obvious fold or call on that river bet of 40,000. He men clicked it to 80, and now he put himself in the blender. Left with just 2 pair, 9s and 8s. Dale Belden, he's got the flush, and Tim finally does make the good lay down and conserves those chips. He's still got 214K to work with. Dale Belden, he is living the good life up to 546,000 now.
Thank you. Waited a long time for that good hand. I did. He didn't think. Just like that.
We have a raised player 6, 35,000.
Arlie, under the gun +2. He wants to raise the king 6 to 35,000. Tim Rice looking to recover some chips from that pot against Dale. He is going to make the call with ace-8 of clubs. And the blinds are going to get out of the way, so here we go, heads up.
There's an all-in situation developing over on table 2 I would love to tell you about. Dick Dunnigan's got ace 7 of spades. AJ
Flop
Brown's
comes
got ace
8,
queen.
6, 3.
Similar stacks.
Top pair for
Flop
Tim,
comes
second
7, 9,
pair for
3.
Arlie.
Turns
Does
to
he want to
king.
continue? No, it goes check, check.
Rivers of 5. Dick flops
So
to
Arlie,
7,
probably
2,
thinking he's
open
got the
5.
best hand now, going to fire. Tim with the deceptive check back on the flop. Just going to call 30K on the turn. And a deuce, kind of a concerning card. A 5 makes a straight. Arlie checks, and now Tim looking like he's going to try to go for some value with the ace 8 here. Top pair, top kicker. Arlie may think he is a little steamed from the last hand. Might be a curious call. He does flip in the call, and Tim shows him the ace 8. And Arlie sails for the muck. Nice pot. Nice recovery for Tim Rice. Kicking this one off with Virgil under the gun, king, queen. He looks like he's reaching for raising chips. He's going to min click it to 32,000. And Steve Berger with the same hand dressed up in diamonds, king, queen in the cutoff. He puts in the call. And Brad in the big blind, king deuce, he's out of there. So king queen versus king queen. We'll see who wants this one more. 9, 10, 3. 2 hearts. Nobody's got a heart. 2 overs and a gut shot for both of them. Virgil looking to continue. I think Steve is going to call. He does make the call here onto the turn. Put a jack out there. Ace of diamonds. Scare card here. We'll see if anyone wants to represent. Virgil checks. Steve, he's left with king high. He's got the same gut shot. He checks behind. 7 of diamonds helps neither player. And Virgil is reaching. The aggression may pay off. Quick bet of 32,000 and a fold from Steve, pushing him off that chop. Virgil Koenig, folks, has played excellent here so far on this feature table. 417,000 chips now.
He was already all in. Oh, I do too. I do too.
Looks like we're going to do a little table balancing. Jerry's going to pull a player from the feature table, bring him back out into the main floor. Is it about to be Virgil? No. Yes, I think it is. So Virgil, quite the showing. He's going to take a nice healthy chip stack back out into the field. It was a pleasure getting to watch and commentate. Getting a glimpse into the mind of the savvy poker veteran, Virgil Koenig.
Good luck, Virgil.
So Tim Rice under the gun +1. Looks like he wants to play the Jack 10. He's going to limp in. And Brad Pausch, 2 queens in the small blind. Going to raise it up to 83,000. Very healthy raise. Tim putting that card protector back on, though. Does not want to fold just yet. Does he want to commit that? 83,000. I see a flop here. No, he does not. And Dale on the button with the ace-5. He's out of there as well. So Brad picking up that pot. He's got 554,000, living good at the moment. Here we go, hand number 48 of the day for this feature table group. Arlie in the small blind, ace king of diamonds. Folding over to him. He's going to raise it up. 36,000. And that'll end things quickly. Dale Belden in the hijack, going to raise the king-9 of clubs to 40,000. Arlie not looking to play the ace-9 offsuit there on the button. And that'll end things quickly for hand number 49.
Main event players, we will be taking a 45-minute lunch/dinner break here in 3.5 minutes. There's no dinner break in the structure. This is the dinner break, essentially, a lunch/dinner break. Correct. There's no food on the premises. It'll be a 45-minute lunch break. I would recommend Lay's Pizza or Chick-fil-A. If you tell them that, oh fuck. I would recommend Lay's Pizza or Five Guys Burgers and Fries. If you tell them you're playing poker, they'll just look at you like you're stupid. Thank you.
Oh, so I heard Jerry there on the main floor. We are going on a 45-minute break. 45-minute lunch break. As Les Hoganson finds the ace-king under the gun, he's all in. Tim thinking about the queen 10, but not too long. And Steve quickly out of there with the 8-5, and that is on to the next. Les back up to 15 big blinds now. He was down to 9 about an orbit ago. So 45-minute break coming up here in about 6 or 7 minutes. These players will get some food. We don't have any bar or food service here available at the hotel today, so several restaurants across the street.
Just hanging around. That's my game. Just hang around.
Give me that. I gotta put it on the table.
Arlie in the hijack. He's going to raise to 35K with the Jack 8. Folding around to the blinds. Not much less can do with the dirty diaper there. 3 deuce offsuit into the muck. Pot over to Arlie up to 439,000. Arlie looking to win back-to-back tournaments here in the RPT. He won the Omaha High-Low $300 freeze-out last Saturday night at the Grand in Minot. He wouldn't mind picking up an extra $7,010 here today and the title of RPT main event champion. That would vault him up the leaderboard, and he might just start making that run for back-to-back player of the year. Anything's possible.
This is your lunch/only dinner break. 45 minutes, guys. We'll be back. Thank you.
So this is it, guys, our final hand, and we will be on a 45-minute break. You guys take a break too, viewers. Get yourself some lunch. You'll get the notification when we go live again. We'll see you back here soon. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, so the live stream will be offline until we return from our 45-minute dinner break, folks. So don't be alarmed when this thing goes off the air. We'll be back in its entirety, all the way down to our champion, just as soon as we return from a 45-minute dinner break. Steve Berger, A7 on the button. He makes it 55,000. Austin had limped in the hijack with 6-5. Dale Belden has 9-8 of clubs in the big blind. He's going to fold, as does Austin, and that's it, guys. We'll see you back here in about 45 minutes. Until then, Keith Lauder III signing off.